nature of the surface film and solubility of corrosion products. Hope you remember. Hope you have written all these things. There in that discussion, like we were discussing that the corrosion of various metals and alloys are studied or understood by considering corrosion potential values. Hope you know what it means by corrosion potential. Corrosion potential is nothing but the potential difference between anode and cathodic areas. Okay, and what you would realize is that when the metals and alloys are undergoing corrosion, it is the oxidation potential that is recorded. Why? Corrosion is an oxidative process in which the place at which the corrosion is taking place will act as anode. The metal forms the metal ion. Okay, there is increase in the oxidation state. Okay, and we have brought into the discussion a new type of series called as a galvanic series. So what is galvanic series? A galvanic series is a series which contains various metals and alloys which are placed in the decreasing order of their corrosion potentials or oxidation potentials, or also we can say that they are placed in the increasing order of their reduction potential. That means cathode is the area where the metal does not undergo any corrosion. Okay, so understanding that when a substance or a metal will act as cathode when its SORP value is high, but here, like in electrochemistry, we won't say it as reduction potential. Rather, we'll talk in terms of corrosion potential or oxidation potential. That is more apt here. Okay, so down the galvanic series, we'll find various metals and alloys are placed in the decreasing order of their corrosion potentials or oxidation potentials. It means what? The metal or alloy present at the top is relatively more corroding than the metal at the bottom of the galvanic series. That means from top to bottom, the corrosion potentials are reduced. It means what? A metal which is present in the top of the corrosion medium, galvanic series, will act as anode and will undergo corrosion as compared to the metal which is placed below. Just like EMF series, but we are talking here about the corrosion potential. And hence, I gave you the differences between the EMF series and the galvanic series. In EMF series, we talk about the reduction potentials, whereas in the galvanic series, we talk about the oxidation or corrosion potentials. The EMF series is studied by taking hydrogen gas electrode as a standard electrode, whereas the galvanic series is with respect to Galman electrode. There, in EMF series, we find metals and non-metals, whereas in the case of the galvanic series, you have metals and alloys. Okay. Next is that there the electrolytes are the metal ion solution. How I'll find the single electrode potentials? By dipping a metal rod in its own metal ion solution, and the potential difference or the oxidation state difference between the metal and the metal ion will give the single electrode potential values, that is SORP value. Whereas in this case, I am dipping the metal or alloy in seawater. So the electrolyte here is seawater. These are the major difference between the galvanic and EMF series. Okay. While understanding this, we'll also understand that there are certain metals which exhibit the property of passivity. Why passivity? Because the oxide films that are formed are stable and non-porous, like the aluminum, nickel, chromium, tungsten, etc., which actually do undergo oxidation or corrosion, but the oxide film form or the corrosion film form is protected, which does not support further corrosion, and hence they exhibit a property called as passivity. when we are talking about the nature of the surface films that are formed. Okay, and what we have understood about the relative areas of anodic and cathodic parts. There we have realized that when we are talking about either differential aeration corrosion or other types of corrosion, what should be diligently kept in mind is that the cathodic area, when you're talking about the bimetallic corrosion, then what you should realize that the cathodic area should always be greater than the anodic area. Okay, why? If not, if two metals are combined, what will happen? One will act as anode and the other will act as cathode. Okay, like the iron pipes having copper clumping. That means either it could be a copper tap or it could be a copper coupling. Okay, if that is the case, copper is cathodic to iron. So what will happen? Corrosion first initiates at the junction where the two metals are coupled. Then the whole structure, that is the whole pipe, quickly undergoes rusting. So it's a very wrong combination. By chance, if you are forced to combine two different metals and you're talking about the galvanic or bimetallic corrosion, in such cases, what you need to do? You should combine in such a way that the anodic material should be small and the cathodic material should be large. Okay, and hence is the discussion. Okay, so the next one is the purity of the metal. Just now we have given a brief account of about the purity of the metal. It's always better that single metal which is properly aerated is always suggested. Okay. Otherwise, what will happen if two metals are combined? Then the metal which is anodic obviously will suffer a lot of corrosion. Okay, and is the discussion. Okay, that means even if you are studying batteries also, the use and throw battery, which is primary battery, like what you have in your syllabus is zinc carbon battery, because if there is no liquid electrolyte, it is also called as dry cell or Leclanche cell. Did I make you study that? Yes. Okay. Then what you are realizing? Zinc metal, which forms the tin, okay, will act as anode and undergoes corrosion. Okay, that means there is no more zinc tin, which is an active proportion. So we will say that zinc has underwent corrosion. అర్థమవుతుందా? కరోషన్ లో ఎలా కరోషన్ అంటే ఎంత రియలైజ్ అవ్వాలి అంటే, ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ మెటల్ కరోడ్ అంటే జస్ట్ ఐరనే కాదు, రస్టింగ్ ఆఫ్ ఐరనే కాదు, ఏ మెటల్ అయినా అది ఆక్సిడైజ్ అయిపోయి ఇంకా యూజ్ చేయలేని స్థితికి వచ్చేస్తుంది అనుకో, దాన్ని ఏమంటావు? అది కరోటెడ్ అనే అంటాం. ఎలాగా? నేను ఏం చెప్పాను మీకు? ప్రైమరీ సెల్స్ అంటే ఏ సెల్స్ అయితే రీఛార్జ్ చేయలేమో, ఒకటేసారి యూజ్ చేసి పడేస్తామో వాటిని ప్రైమరీ సెల్స్ అంటాం. ఆ ప్రైమరీ సెల్స్ డిస్కషన్ లో మనం ఏం డిస్కస్ చేస్తాము? డ్రై సెల్ ఆర్ లిక్లాన్ సెల్ అనే బ్యాటరీని స్టడీ చేస్తాం. దాంట్లో జింక్ యానోడ్, కాపర్ గ్రాఫైట్ రాడ్, కార్బన్ రాడ్ క్యాథోడ్. సరే, అక్కడ నువ్వు ఏ రియలైజ్ అవ్వాలి? అక్కడ జింక్ ఈజ్ అండర్ గోయింగ్ కరోషన్. అర్థమైందా? డేనియల్ సెల్ ఉంది, జింక్ కాపర్ బ్యాటరీ. ఓకే, సో ఆ డేనియల్ సెల్ లో ఉన్న జింక్ యానోడ్ అంటే అది కరోడ్ అవుతుంది. సో ఏదైనా యానోడ్ కి యాక్ట్ చేసి ఏ మెటల్ అయినా అది ఆక్సిడైజ్ అవుతుందో, మళ్ళా దాన్ని నేను రీగెయిన్ చేసుకోలేకపోతున్నాను, అలాంటి సిచ్యువేషన్స్ అన్ని కరోషన్ కిందే అర్థం. సరేనా? సో ఇది సైంటిఫిక్ అప్లికేషన్. అదే మనం రస్టింగ్ ఆఫ్ ఐరన్ ఏదైతే తుప్పు అని చెప్తున్నామో మనము, అవంతా ఏంటి? న్యాచురల్ ఫినోమినా. ఓకే, ఇది న్యాచురల్ అవ్వచ్చు, అవ్వకపోవచ్చు, ఆర్ ఇనిషియేటెడ్ అవ్వచ్చు. ఏదైనా సరే ఆ పర్టికులర్ మెటల్ ఏదైతే మనం రికవర్ చేయలేమో, అది ఆక్సిడైజ్ అయ్యిందో అంతే, అది కరోడ్ అయింది అని అర్థం. అర్థమైంది? అండర్స్టూడ్ ద పాయింట్ అండ్ షుడ్ బి ద క్లారిటీ. నౌ I spoke about the metals. Now I'm talking about the corroding environment. So what is supporting corrosion? Ani question was there. Which supports corrosion in the atmosphere? The gases support corrosion. Okay, the moisture or the solvents will act as electrolyte and support corrosion. If the moisture or the electrolyte is participating in the corrosion process, I'll call it as wet corrosion or electrochemical corrosion. No, there is no participation of any electrolyte or moisture, but only metal is interacting with the atmospheric gases. In such cases, the corrosion is called as dry corrosion or chemical corrosion. That's a concept there. Okay. Then what you are going to realize is that after understanding that the corroding medium is also dictating the corrosion, that is wet corrosion, which is a very, very common type of corrosion. I need to talk about the nature of the corroding medium. Obviously, yesterday what did we study? Temperature is directly proportional to the rate of corrosion. As the temperature increases, the corrosion obviously would increase because it would facilitate the increased or enhanced reactivity. Okay, the mobility of ions increases and the rate of reaction of these ions with the atmospheric gases present around it, okay, will also be high. The ionization of the solvent will also be high, and hence temperature is always directly proportional to the rate of corrosion. The next one is pH. Okay, when we were studying about the mechanism of wet corrosion, there we have understood that pH dictates the type of corrosion. That means in acidic medium, there is always greater possibility for evolution of hydrogen gas, okay, or it enhances the corrosion. So if pH is less, the rate of corrosion is high. Most of the metals suffer good corrosion or they suffer corrosion due to the medium, acidic medium. But metals like amphoteric metals, like aluminum and all, they suffer less corrosion in acidic medium, rather they suffer higher corrosion in the basic medium. Okay, that's a discussion. Okay, that's about the pH of the metals. All right, so pH less, more corrosion, inverse proportion. Okay, and I think yesterday I stopped my discussion here. Correct? Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
I am not expecting any answers, much answers from boys, but girls, come on. You need to be interactive. వాళ్ళు అట్టయితే అయ్యారు చాలా మంది లేట్ గా జాయిన్ అవుతూ ఉంటారు. ఎవరో కొందరు మంచి వాళ్ళు ఉన్నారు. అండ్ దీంట్లో కాంపిటీషన్ వద్దు. గర్ల్స్ ఫస్ట్. సో మంచి వాటికే కాదు ఇలాంటి క్లాస్ మంకులు అవి మేము గ్రేట్ అన్నామంటే ఏం కాదు. You'll become beautiful housewives. You can't put up a career if you don't gain things properly. Okay, don't feel hurt. For women, girls to put up good careers, you need to be really, really dynamic. Okay, because of the demand. Okay, now what will happen to boys? If I comment on girls and if I leave boys, then girls will be hurt. Boys will remain bachelors, attending or every other's wedding. Okay, that's just a small in a lighter way, and we shall now go ahead with the discussion of effect of corrosion and humidity. Okay, so what is the first assumption? So we need to put like this: humidity. Does it support corrosion? Obviously. What is humidity? It is the percentage of moisture that is present in air is nothing but humidity. And what do you expect? Does it promote corrosion or it does not promote corrosion? What?
Promote corrosion.
Promote.
Huh?
It promotes
corrosion. Avuna kada. So what is the proportionality? You keep writing. So humidity is directly proportional to rate of corrosion. Why? the water, that is the moisture that is present in the atmosphere, will act as an electrolyte and promote more and more wet corrosion problem. Okay, and hence is the discussion. So that's the proportionality for the humidity. Okay, so what we should realize is that usually that's a small, a broader statement. Okay, but there is a word called as critical humidity. Okay, what is critical humidity? It is the humidity in the atmosphere which sharply increases the rate of corrosion. So critical humidity is equal to humidity in the atmosphere, humidity in the atmosphere which sharply increases the rate of corrosion. Okay, it sharply increases the rate of corrosion. Okay, and hence is the discussion. Okay, so that's about the humidity. So what you realize is that the wet corrosion is very much enhanced because of humidity, and the critical humidity is nothing but the humidity at which the rate of corrosion is maximum. So why we need to, what's a practical application? What do you think? Obviously, you understand that the next topic, whatever you're ahead studying, fuels topic, there you will talk about extraction of crude oil or petroleum. And I keep telling you, companies like oil, means Oil India Limited, ONGC, etc. They make rigs onto the sea or oceanic beds, and they take out the crude oil, or first it will be natural gas. As soon as they make the rig, it will be natural gas followed by extraction of crude oil or petroleum. There I've told you. What's the problem? In the extraction process, first major hit comes with H2S gas, which is generally associated with that crude oil. It quickly affects the pipes or the rigs. Like the bore wells we are making, they'll make it on the oceanic beds. First, that is a corrosion problem hits there. The other one is even the moisture or humidity. Obviously, the seashore region, we know that it is very, very sultry. Why? Because of enhanced moisture. Okay, what will happen? Leave about the in the structures in the oceanic or seabeds. Offshore also, if by chance you are living in probably those who are having houses in the sea line areas, what you'll realize is that తొందరగా నితుపు పెట్టేస్తాయి. Even the fridge, the store wells which we are using, they suffer corrosion. Why? Humidity promotes corrosion. That's a simple word. That's it. Okay, so they'll be putting extra protection layers in such cases to protect the gadgets, right from household gadgets to extreme industrial or engineering applications, and hence is the discussion. That's about the humidity. The next one you have in your topic of discussion is, by the way, are you writing these keywords if they are important? Okay, presence of impurities or suspended particles in the atmosphere. What's your guess? Impurities in the atmosphere enhance the rate of corrosion. So it is directly proportional. Why? Why? Greater the impurities, greater is the deposition of particles on the surface of the metal. Okay, and greater is the rate of corrosion. So suspended particles and impurities in the atmosphere support corrosion. Correct? Why? For example, in your EVS class, you might already studied about the acid rains and all the greenhouse gases, which actually cause the acid rains and all the gases like emissions of oxides of sulfur and nitrogen. What they are doing? They are depleting the ozone layer and they are causing acid rains. Okay. And what is happening in terms to the corrosion? Everything gets corroded. That's what, like, I wanted to tell you one thing. We say the monuments which we want to protect. Okay, we know pollution is actually spoiling the monuments. What is happening? The entire atmosphere is corroding the uh, area. And do you realize there was a report actually that in the first phase of COVID lockdown, okay, probably we're in the second year or no? Yeah, in the second year. So what you have realized is that what they told, the environmentalists said it was excellent. Just 2 months of lockdown, world got purified all by itself so much. It seems they could see the Himalayan range clearly after many several years. And it seems the sea and oceanic waters have actually, I should say, they got purified so much without any contamination after many years, many decades, they would say. It's simple, not non-polluting atmosphere just for 2 months have gotten so much drastic change. It seems because of the huge pollution in Delhi and all, the beautiful monuments that are present there are not at all visible because lot of fog is there, and many people in Delhi suffer from this lung disorders, some format or the other. Okay, um, that way we are much better, I would say. What's the problem? Lot of corrosion of everything. It seems this lockdown brought them a better view of the beautiful monumental structures can be seen from far away. Then imagine what it's happening with terms with the atmosphere and also with the corrosion. Okay. Next, what's the thing? Nature of the ions. Yesterday, I was like telling you, more soluble ions, okay, relatively less corrosion as compared to insoluble ions, where they form the corrosion products which are not soluble. They in fact gets deposited on the metal and promote further corrosion in form of pitting corrosion. Okay, conductance of the corroding medium. If the corroding medium is more conducting, the rate of corrosion is okay. Then formation of oxygen concentration cell. We've already told with you all. Whenever oxygen concentration cells are formed, the rate of corrosion is high. Okay, hence we should avoid such possibility. Okay, okay. These are the things. Any doubts? Please raise your hands. It's at this point of time, I'd like to suggest you all that notes are given, but few points for quick recapitulation should be there in your notes. Okay, so that you can say hi to your subject before your exams. Okay, now I shall start with the corrosion control. Right? The next heading, put a double star mark and write. Very important topic indeed to study. Okay, what is it? Corrosion control methods. Corrosion control methods. The next heading, an important one again. On after essay questions from this topic. Okay, corrosion control methods. Okay, so what you will study here. So how can I control corrosion? What's your idea? Because I don't have time today. I want to just say whatever I want to say. I'm not making you think. Okay. Corrosion can be controlled majorly proper designing of equipment. That's a very important one. Okay. Proper designing of the equipment is one of the best ways to control corrosion. So proper designing of the equipment is the first method of corrosion control. Okay. What's the second one? Okay. Second one is, what could be the second one? Hello. Um, Proper designing of the equipment. Okay. Next, I'll tell you, but then here I'll have to put one small pause because this is only given as a heading. I should discuss and stop it here. So is my discussion. So what is your opinion? Okay, which is a better design? Don't write. It's only for your know-how. So I'm writing it there. Okay. Then the main classification comes. Which is a better design? This structure, or where the base is attached to base of the equipment is attached to the bottom, or this structure where you have some space or gap. Which is a better design? Another one. And I'm doing welding. Okay. I want to weld two rods. I've welded the rods like this. This is one, and that's the other one. And I have welded the rods like this. I've done the welding of rod like this and like this. This is a better way of welding. Now, would you start answering? Which is a better design in the first case? Roll number step up, you don't want to talk to me. That's a problem. Now tell me, which is a better one? Hello, roll number 61. No, that's it. 62. But they are present when the attendance is taken. That's a problem. 63. 64. 65. What's this? What is it happening? Are you not there? Hello?
Yes, ma'am.
68. What's your roll number?
69, ma'am.
69. Tell me, which is the better design?
Ma'am, your voice is somewhat not clear, ma'am. Again, repeat again, ma'am.
Which is the better design?
Which is the better design, ma'am? One, ma'am.
This is one type of design. This one or this one is better. Right hand side or left hand side is a better design.
Ma'am, adjust your camera, ma'am. I can see only one image in first one.
This is design one. The left hand is right or more better, or right hand side is more better.
I cannot see the left hand side image, ma'am. Move towards left, ma'am. Left.
Now,
Yes, ma'am. Which, like for which, ma'am? Corrosion, ma'am.
in which case, left or right hand side is a better design.
Right hand side, ma'am.
Why?
Why? Because
Why? Correct. That's the right answer. This is a better design. Why?
కాంటాక్ట్ లేదుగా మ్యామ్.
Less area
Nana?
of contact.
No contact. Very good. No contact. So, no contact with the base. So, which type of corrosion is avoided?
Galvanic or bimetallic.
Galvanic.
Differential aeration corrosion.
Amma?
Differential aeration corrosion.
Differential aeration. ఎందుకు differential aeration చెప్పు? కరెక్ట్. ఇప్పుడు 2 డిఫరెంట్ మెటల్స్ అలైన్ అయితే గాల్వానిక్. ఇప్పుడు సింగిల్ మెటలే, సింగిల్ బేస్, సింగిల్ మెటలే ఉంది. సో differential aeration corrosion. Correct. So why there is no corrosion? Because there is this second structure on the right hand side will not allow oxygen concentration cell formation. Okay, and hence the rate of corrosion is very, very less. Okay, as compared to that structure where there is the line which is touching with the bottom will suffer more corrosion acting as anode. So in differential aeration corrosion, what are the keywords we have studied? Differential aeration corrosion occurs when the same metal, if it is placed in 2 different environments, the environment in which there is less oxygen supply will act as anode and will undergo corrosion. Whereas the part of the metal which is having more oxygen supply will act as cathode and does not suffer corrosion. It is called as formation of oxygen concentration cell. What it means by formation of oxygen concentration cell? Same part of the object receiving 2 different concentrations of oxygen. Okay, so when 2 different concentrations of oxygen are received by the same structure, the part of the structure having less oxygen supply will act as anode and undergoes corrosion. The other part of the metal which is having more oxygen supply will act as cathode and does not suffer corrosion. Then the question comes, why the same metal is receiving 2 different concentrations of oxygen and why there is formation of oxygen concentration cell? The answer is that that particular metal is placed in 2 different environments. Okay, in the first case, the part of the metal which is hanging is in air and which is present at the bottom is in contact with the solid. So one is in contact with solid, the other one is contact with air. Okay, if you are seeing the structure here, the entire structure is hanging in air. Okay, same environment. Here, 2 different environments. The base part is having solid base, okay, and the rest part of the metal is having air. The bottom portion is having solid as contact. 2 different environments. Corrosion due to formation of oxygen concentration cell. So why in this case, which is more better, left or right? Left or right? What's your guess? Kanpistunda? Cheppandi, which is better? Left is the better, right? I have done welding of my grill. I went to the shop. I set for my windows one one is a better design. Which one would you suggest? Where do you expect the corrosion is less? Cheppandi. ఇవే మీవన్నీ రేపు ఎగ్జామ్స్ ఏంటది ఐక్యూ టెస్ట్ చేసేవన్నీ
Left side one, ma'am.
Ma'am, left side, ma'am. Because it is not contact with left side, ma'am.
లెఫ్ట్ ది కరెక్టా వై లెఫ్ట్ వన్ ఇస్ అ
There
బెటర్
is no
డిజైన్
contact.
ఏంటి కాంటాక్ట్ రెండు
Compared to
గాను
the right side, it is contact. Right side will have contact, no, ma'am. So there will be corrosion occur.
Ma'am, joints.
సేమ్ మెటల్స్
Joints, ma'am.
correct but left is the right design. What is the answer?
Left side one, ma'am, because less number of joints than right side one.
Enti? Now, anyone in the class, can you guess what type of corrosion it might support?
Pitting corrosion.
Pitting corrosion. Very good. That's the answer. Pitting corrosion. Pitting corrosion takes place when there is accumulation of dust or water particles or breakage of the protective film. I want to do black color paint. Fine. So if that black color paint on my grill face, corrosion begins. Added to that, here there is no possibility of any dust accumulation. ఇదంతా ఒకటే స్ట్రైట్ రాడ్ ఓకే మీరు మీ ఇంట్లో గ్రిల్స్ చూసుకోవచ్చు ఆ రెండు వెల్డింగ్ చేసిన చోట స్టిల్ దర్ ఇస్ అక్యుములేషన్ బట్ వెరీ లెస్ బట్ హియర్ ఇఫ్ యు సీ there is a huge possibility of accumulation of dust or water, so they suffer more corrosion. So this is an improper design. That's how designing of equipment should be done. Equipment need not have to be a scientific equipment. Even in our houses, now you're all grown ups, your parents might ask, okay, what type of gates we want to put or what is the latest designs? The designs should be such that it should not enhance more sites for corrosion. First lo anni baguntayi. Problem eppudu vastundi ante when it needs maintenance. Okay, so this needs more maintenance than that. So the grill selections or whatever you are selecting should be such that it should not allow more deposition. In fact, it could be a fine for girls and all. You want to buy something, gold, silver, or some jewelry. More the design, more is the accumulation, possibility of accumulation of dust, and more is the maintenance. So it should be avoided. This is all. It's a small idea. Proper design. It goes from your choices at home to the huge industrial designs of your industry. Okay, and hence is the discussion. This is less asked, not much in the syllabus, but the idea is important for recapitulating the entire syllabus. But what is most important is the second one. The next type is cathodic protection. Next one is cathodic protection. Okay, and this type of protection is studied under two headings. Okay, cathodic protection is studied under two headings. That means it is done in two ways. One is sacrificial anodic protection. Sacrificial anodic protection. You need to write this flow chart very, very diligently. Very important is the word. Sacrificial anodic protection. The other one is impressed current cathodic protection. Impressed current cathodic protection. ఓకే, ఇంత చెప్పాను రామాయణం ఏదో అనిపిస్తుంది, కానీ యాక్చువల్లీ చాలా ఈజీ. అర్థమైందా చెప్పింది? Did I set the board properly? Is the discussion clearly available on the board? Okay. Did you write it? The flow chart, put a again 3-star mark on its head. Found after question for examiners in the mid or final exam. Out of these two, any one is a mandatory question you can expect. So I am focusing again and again. Okay. The keyword is. The keyword is. Okay. That's the discussion. And the keyword is cathodic protection. Okay. What do you say? Put a good point. Okay. Bullet and write. Base metal is connected to. Base metal is connected to. Is connected to the protecting metal or cathode. Connected to the protecting metal or cathode of battery. Connected should be highlighted. The base metal is made cathode by connecting it to the protecting metal or cathode of battery. That's a key word. Very, very important. It is connected. Okay. Next. Did you take it down? Appreciating its importance, I am very, very keen. Wherever I am underlining, it means it need to get registered like that in your head. Then you should give those punch dot point answers, even in your answer scripts. Okay, it shouldn't be lousy at all. Okay, did you take it all? Okay. Now, if I were to do the explanation, it will be over in 2 minutes. But the idea is not to complete my syllabus. I need to make you think and write it with confidence. So that someone else, it should be punch answer. Okay. The next third way of protecting any metal, it is continuation, kids, in your notebooks. Point 1 is proper designing of the equipment. Point 2 is cathodic protection, which is further studied into 2 types: sacrificial anodic protection and impressed current cathodic protection. And cathodic protection is nothing but the base metal is connected to the protecting metal or cathode of the battery. Okay. Next, the third one is surface coating. Surface coatings. And these surface coatings are further can be studied into 3 major categories. First one is metallic coatings, which are very, very important. Metallic coatings, which is the major chunk. The second one is inorganic coatings. inorganic coatings. The third one can be organic coatings, which are nothing but paints. Organic coatings, or they are paints. They are paints. Okay. So surface coatings are metallic, studied under 3 subheads: metallic coatings, inorganic coatings, and organic coatings. Just now we were talking what? I've bought one nice new grill for my place and I want to paint it. That means what? On the base, the metal, that is iron grill, I want to put some black paint or a white paint or the paint of my color choice. In which case, the base metal is covered with the coat material. So what is the key point in surface coatings? Okay. There again, there use bullet and write. The base metal is covered or coated. Covered or coated with the protecting material. With the protecting material. Okay, that's the idea. There, you need to highlight the keyword there. Covered or coated is the keyword of this topic. Covered or coated is the keyword of this topic. సరే, తొందరగా ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేసేస్తాం. ఏం చెప్పాను? నేను కరోషన్ ని కంట్రోల్ చేద్దాం అనుకున్నా. సో కరోషన్ కంట్రోల్ మెథడ్స్ ని అడాప్ట్ చేయాలి. సరే, దాంట్లో వెరీ ఇంపార్టెంట్ బట్ మీకు సిలబస్ లో లేని పాయింట్ ఏంటంటే డిజైనింగ్ ఆఫ్ ద ఎక్విప్మెంట్. జస్ట్ నౌ తెలుసుకున్నాం. ఎందుకు ఇంపార్టెంట్? ఈవెన్ మన ఇంట్లో చేసే చాయిసెస్ కూడా ఇది గుర్తుపెట్టుకోవాలి. ఎలాంటివి సెలెక్ట్ చేసుకోవాలి, ఎలాంటి డిజైన్స్, చాలా చాలా ఇంపార్టెంట్. సరే, నెక్స్ట్ మీకు ఏదైతే సిలబస్ లో ఉందో అది చాలా ఇంపార్టెంటో ఏది అంటే క్యాథోడిక్ ప్రొటెక్షన్. అంటే మీకు చెప్పాను ఏమని, ప్యూర్ బేస్ ఏ మెటల్ అయితే మనం తీసుకుంటున్నామో ఆ మెటల్ మొత్తం క్యాథోడ్. ఎక్కడైతే కరోషన్ అవుతుందో అది యానోడ్. సో నువ్వు ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ ఏదన్నా నీ ఎక్విప్మెంట్ లో ఉన్న మెటల్ ని నువ్వు ప్రొటెక్ట్ చేద్దాం అనుకుంటున్నావు అనుకో, అది ఏదవ్వాలి? యానోడ్ అవ్వాలా, క్యాథోడ్ అవ్వాలా? ఆబ్వియస్లీ అది క్యాథోడ్ అవ్వాలి. సో ఏ మెటల్ ని నువ్వు ప్రొటెక్ట్ చేద్దాం అనుకున్నావో ఆ మెటల్ ని ఏమంటాము? బేస్ మెటల్ అని అంటాం. ఓకే, ఆ బేస్ మెటల్ ని నువ్వు క్యాథోడ్ చేసి దాన్ని కరోడ్ అవ్వకుండా చూస్తావు. సో ఆ బేస్ మెటల్ ఏదైతే నువ్వు ప్రొటెక్ట్ చేద్దాం అనుకున్నావో దానిని నువ్వు కనెక్ట్ చేసావు అనుకో, దానిని ఏమంటావు? క్యాథోడిక్ ప్రొటెక్షన్ అంటావు. అంటే ఏం చేస్తావు? వైర్ పెట్టి కనెక్ట్ చేసేస్తావు. సరే, కనెక్ట్ చేసి ప్రొటెక్ట్ చేసే సిస్టమ్ ని క్యాథోడిక్ ప్రొటెక్షన్ అంటాం. అదే కవర్ చేసి ప్రొటెక్ట్ చేసే సిస్టమ్ ని ఏమంటావు? సర్ఫేస్ కోటింగ్ అని అంటాం. అర్థమైందా ఈ పాయింట్ క్లియర్ గా? సో క్యాథోడిక్ ప్రొటెక్షన్ కి సర్ఫేస్ కోటింగ్ కి డిఫరెన్స్ ఏంటి అంటే, క్యాథోడిక్ ప్రొటెక్షన్ లో జస్ట్ కనెక్ట్ చేస్తాం. సరే, అదే సర్ఫేస్ కోటింగ్ లో ఏం చేస్తావు? కవర్ చేస్తావు ఆర్ కోట్ చేస్తావు. సరే, అది డిఫరెన్స్. క్యాథోడిక్ ప్రొటెక్షన్ మీకు సిలబస్ లో ఉంది, చాలా చాలా ఇంపార్టెంట్. ఇక్కడ ఏం చేస్తాం? కనెక్ట్ చేస్తాం. సో దేనికి కనెక్ట్ చేస్తాము? ఏదన్నా మెటల్ విచ్ ఇస్ మోర్ యానోడిక్ టు ద బేస్ మెటల్. ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ ఐరన్ ఉందనుకోండి, దాని వాల్యూ ఎస్ఆర్పి వాల్యూ ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ ఎంత? -0.44 volts. సో దాన్ని జింక్ కి కనెక్ట్ చేస్తాం. ఎందుకు? జింక్ మోర్ యానోడిక్ కాబట్టి. సో యానోడిక్ మెటల్స్ మెగ్నీషియం, జింక్ అలాంటి వాటికి కనెక్ట్ చేసి మన ఐరన్ మెటల్ ని ప్రొటెక్ట్ చేస్తాం. సో అప్పుడు ఏమంటావు? The base metal is connected to the anodic metal. యానోడిక్ మెటల్ కరోడ్ అయిపోతుంది, బేస్ మెటల్ ప్రొటెక్ట్ అవుతుంది. సరే, అందుకని యానోడిక్ మెటల్ సాక్రిఫిషియల్ గా బేస్ మెటల్ ని ప్రొటెక్ట్ చేస్తోంది కాబట్టి సాక్రిఫిషియల్ యానోడిక్ ప్రొటెక్షన్. లేదు సింపుల్ గా ఏం చేయి, మీకు కావాల్సిన పైప్స్ ని కానీ ఏదైనా స్ట్రక్చర్స్ ని ఐరన్ వాటిని ఏం చేయంటే ఒక బ్యాటరీ కనెక్ట్ చేయి. ఆ బ్యాటరీ should be cathode of the battery should be connected to the base metal. Then what you are doing, you are protecting the base metal by connecting it to the cathode of the DC power supply. Because I'm passing current and I'm protecting the structure, it is called as impressed current cathode. Okay, and these both are studied under the cathodic protection. Okay, the next one is the surface coatings. The surface coatings can be, that means the base metal is coated with the protecting metal, and it is of three types. The coat can be a metallic coat, it can be an inorganic coating, or it could be organic coating, which we'll commonly use as paints. Okay, and hence is the discussion. Because the base metal is covered, it is called as surface coatings, like the way we are coating the grill with the paint. Because the base metal is covered, surface coatings. Okay, in which the metallic coatings are what you have in your syllabus. Okay, now I'll finish the discussion in another 20 minutes time, 15 to 20 minutes time. Okay, now did you take it? Did you take this down? Very, very important. If I say it is important, you can find a question in your mid or final exam. That's the idea. Okay. Okay. Fine. Okay. Okay. Now write the cathodic protection. Cathodic protection is the heading. Cathodic protection is the heading. So I'll draw a pictorial one, few important points. That's it. Okay. So the heading, cathode protection. To understand this, what's the first point? Metal to be protected. You need to write this in everybody's book who are attending the class. This should be pretty much documented. So metal to be protected. Metal to be protected is equal to base metal. Is equal to base metal. Is equal to cathode. That's the keyword of this entire topic. Hope you are able to see it on the board very clearly. Put it in a block. That's the entire discussion. Okay. So what is it? Metal to be protected is equal to base metal is equal to cathode. Because I know cathode is the part of the metal or the equipment which does not suffer any corrosion. So that's the key point. You need to write it in any exam you want. So that's the first point. Metal to be protected is equal to base metal is equal to cathode. Next you'll write base metal is connected base metal is connected with the protecting material. With the protecting material. With the protecting material and is made cathode. And is made cathode. That's the next point. Okay? That's the next point. Did you take it? Okay? Then I'll start explaining about the next heading. Sacrificial anodic protection. Sacrificial anodic protection. Okay, so what is the block in this? Base metal is made cathode and protected the base metal is made cathode and protected by connecting it to anodic metal. By connecting it to anodic metal. What is right? Anodic metal corrodes anodic metal corrodes sacrificially. Anodic metal corrodes sacrificially. That's it. That's the discussion. Ante enti? What I was like trying to tell you. What is the base metal? The metal which I want to protect is called the base metal. Okay. And that metal, obviously, I want to make it into a cathode because I know that cathode does not suffer any corrosion. Okay. So the metal which is used to protect is called as the protecting metal and it is made anode. Okay. That means if I'm taking iron, I should not connect it with copper. I should always connecting it to zinc or magnesium. Why? They are anodic to iron. How can you guess? With their galvanic potentials, or you can also take SRP value. Okay, those metals having less corroding potentials will actually are more benign. Okay, those metals which are having more corrosion potentials will suffer corrosion. If you take iron, iron is having less corrosion potential than zinc and magnesium. So iron is connected to zinc or magnesium. What are the applications? Okay, what will happen? The anodic or metal or protecting metal will undergo corrosion. What they do? I've told about the waterline corrosion. Okay, so I'm talking about the example. Narasimha Garu, Narasimha Garu, hello, E light off chera, E light. Okay, write the examples. Example, ships sailing. Is the board legible? Ships sailing in sea or oceanic waters. Ships sailing in sea or oceanic waters suffer waterline corrosion. They suffer waterline corrosion. Protected by placing, connecting or by connecting with zinc plates. With zinc plates. Okay. How? The ship hull is made up of iron as the base metal. Okay. And it is protected by zinc plates. Okay. So iron is equal to base metal. Okay. And zinc is equal to protecting metal. Protecting metal. Anodic corrosion. Okay. Iron is equal to base metal, cathode, no corrosion. So how will you show this? Okay. That's the, did you take it down? Is the board clear to every one of you? Okay. Then I'll put the board and okay. Here it might suffer waterline corrosion. Okay. So I will connect it with zinc plates. Okay. Design. Okay. So I'll connect it to the zinc plate. Time and again, I'll be taking away, as soon as I realize that the zinc plate is exhausted, I'll be okay, it is connected, not coated, connected. Okay, that's the one. Next, example 2. Example 2 is pipes, okay, iron pipes in tanks. Okay, there is a connected to zinc or magnesium. Okay, did you take it down? Example 2. Example 2, iron pipes used in tanks and water supply. How they are protected? Okay, they are connected to thin like magnesium. Support clear? Okay. Buried pipelines. So tank will have zinc or magnesium, okay, connected to the iron structure pipe, and this is protecting better. The next one is buried pipelines. Example 3. Buried pipelines. It can be not alone water supply, even the petrol and all, okay, underground connections they'll make for supply. So buried pipelines, okay, how they are protected? Have the pipeline buried in the soil, okay, iron pipe, and it is connected to zinc or magnesium metal, and hence corrosion protection. Okay, important. I'm worried. I have to finish now. Okay, that is the sacrificial anodic protection. In Japan, base metal iron లాంటివి connect చేసి zinc or magnesium వాటితో protect చేస్తారు. Okay, example 1, 2 and 3. Very fond after question. Okay, now the next one. Next one is impressed current cathodic protection. How it is protected? Now this base metal is connected to the cathode of a DC power supply. That's it. What will happen? Because the cathode is connected to the base metal will act as cathode and does not suffer any corrosion. Whereas the anode can be a neutral material like a graphite, gypsum, graphite materials generally, okay, and it is they are protected in gypsum shields or boxes, okay, and what will happen? Anode can be neutral or it can be a corroding material, does not matter, okay, and they doesn't suffer any corrosion. Actually, they remain like that. The graphite rods that are carbon rods that are used for the purpose remain uncorroded, and they act as anode and just help in power completing the circuit. Okay, and what will happen? The base metal is there, is it not? That is connected to the cathode, but the cathode does not suffer any corrosion. Okay, so what is the thing? Only we should see that how much power we should supply, little more than the corrosion potential we should be able to supply. First point. What should be done in this case? Whether it is sacrificial anodic protection or impressed current cathodic protection, in both the cases, we should be replacing the protecting material. Means, in the case of impressed current cathodic protection, it should be replacing the battery time and again, just like in our watches and all, like the way we put the battery, new batteries, once the older ones is gone, we'll have to replace the battery. In this case, what is the limitation? The zinc metal or the magnesium metal that I have used as a protecting metal, because it undergoes corrosion and gets exhausted, I should again put the sheet around it and connect it. That's it. And hence this type of protection is cathodic protection. So till now what you have written in your notes is sacrificial anodic protection. Now the heading will be impressed current cathodic protection. So in impressed current cathodic protection, what you are taking? The passing DC power supply. Okay, easy. You can write it. You might have understood. So what's the second one? Impressed current cathodic protection. Impressed current cathodic protection. So what will happen? In impressed current cathodic protection, DC power supply is used. Okay, so what is the keyword? Battery or DC power supply. Battery or DC power supply is used to protect the base metal. To protect the base metal. The first keyword. What is the second keyword? Base metal is connected to. Base metal is connected to.
Ma'am, camera.
Cathode.
Okay, ma'am.
DC power. Cathode of the battery. Cathode of the battery. Battery should have potential little more than the corrosion potential. Battery EMF should be more than corrosion potential. That's it. That's the definition. Battery potential should be more than the corrosion potential. Okay. Fine. What's the diagram? Okay. I should draw the diagram for this? So, used for protecting pipelines, tanks, tank material, etc. How? Again, the same old one. This is the pipe. Okay. Oh, this is the pipe. It is connected to the cathode and the anode is connected to graphite rod. That is graphite rod. And this is the backfill and a dabba. Backfill and a box, which is made up of generally non-conducting materials like gypsum. And that's the discussion. Okay, this is cathode. and this is anode. Okay. That's the discussion about the impressed current cathodic protection. Over. You understood this? Open. Adi glare computer. Sir. Sir. Hello, sir. Sir. Hello. Hello, sir. Okay. Now I shall stop the session, and now I shall stop the session, and I'll conclude the chapter galvanizing in the next class on Monday. See, please note, I've told your CR that tomorrow, if you're interested, please put a message about the
Ma'am,
PPT
ma'am.
presentation.
All are telling PPT presentation class on Monday, ma'am. 3 to 4, ma'am.
3 to 4 మీకేం 3 to 4 ఏం లేదా?
లేదు మ్యామ్, మండే రోజు లేదు మ్యామ్.
Okay, Monday 3 to 4 అయితే there is PPT presentation by your friends on corrosion. On that day I'll finish one topic called galvanizing. ఒక్కటే topic మిగిలింది, that I'll finish. Okay, somehow now this is parents teacher meeting time is, I think I will be there in another 5 minutes, so I'll quickly take attendance. Have a good day. You can leave the session, or probably you should join with the Narendra sir's login. Please check. Please call your parents, and you can go ahead. We can go ahead with the parents teacher meeting. I'll also be there in the session. Okay, so quickly answer your roll calls, and hope you have understood the topic cathodic protection. Okay, in which we studied sacrificial anodic protection and impressed current cathodic protection. Very, very important, kids. That's what I want to tell. Okay, so answer your roll calls.